I get a lot of questions from global pioneers. Can they go to China or other countries? Exchange valuable products. So today I will analyze this situation. During a closed mainnet, neither business people nor pioneers can exchange Pi for fiat. This means that commodity merchants, including but not limited to cars, houses, apartments, etc., cannot be used during a closed mainnet. Sell its collected Pi for fiat replenishment. However, merchants must pay for the materials in fiat currency, labor costs, and large rents, etc. On a closed mainnet, it is possible to barter commodities, but this is not something that most merchants can afford. Although this has happened in some cases, but this is not as common as one would expect. Since these products were pioneers' dreams, and many of them may want to buy multiple cars, houses, and apartments. If there are no controls or restrictions, it may cause the merchant to go bankrupt. Even if the merchant is wealthy and wants to provide important goods, they still can't afford the high cost. Up to 100 to 1,000 pioneers buy these products. So what about the vast number of pioneers? They still can't use Pi as payment to obtain these important commodities. $1 for each Pi, $10 or $100 fixed price. Instead of merchants with the current $314,159 GCV, despite collecting a large amount of Pi, it may still face cash flow problems. This could lead to bankruptcy and could cause problems for the country's industry, create opportunities for malicious speculation. Ultimately, this could have a negative impact on the local economy and make it difficult to set a uniform price. In order to achieve the long-term goal of unifying the price of Pi to a safe level, we need to ensure the safety of medium and large commodity merchants in the community, financial stability, and sustainability. Therefore, I advise merchants to be careful when bartering these commodities, or you can wait for the pioneers to set a uniform price. For medium value products, I recommend accepting partial payment in fiat currency and partial payment in Pi cryptocurrency. Pay the cost of the product in fiat currency and pay the profit in Pi is a good choice. However, before any action is taken, please check the local laws in your country to ensure that partial fiat currency payments are allowed. This will encourage more merchants to join our ecosystem and accept Pi payment. This is essential to the success of our mission. It is worth noting that our goal is not just to provide individuals with homes or cars, because most pioneers didn't have access to them. Our goal is to make commodities affordable to all pioneers. When the GCV price reaches $314,159 and stabilizes, the condition is met. This will accelerate the KYC and migration process, enabling to launch successfully very quickly. After goes live, pioneers can enjoy more cars, houses, apartments, and more. However, the uncertainty of price confusion is a barrier for large companies to join. The low consensus price of Pi hinders outside companies. Invest in the Pi network for the long term, unless they plan to stock up on Pi. If the company is truly interested in investing in Pi network, they must recognize the value of Pi. This recognition will lead them to accept Pi as a payment option. Companies don't want to hold volatile and low-priced currencies. Only short-sighted merchants want to stock up cheaply. Serious businesses want to invest in long-term successful projects that can only be created by our community. Some pioneers have been asking questions about cross-border barter trade. In the closed mainnet stage, merchants of high-value products may not be able to afford it because they can't even supply it locally, and there is no need because the shipping cost is high. While conducting cross-border barter of small items, I encourage pioneers and merchants to pay attention to the local barter trade. Our goal on the closed mainnet is to create GCV data rather than for their own profit. We are focusing on uniform pricing so that can happen faster. When happens, you can buy anything with Pi or fiat currency because you can exchange Pi for fiat currency if needed. Some pioneers may not have a business or economic background. It may be thought that merchants can accept it without any restrictions. 100% Pi payment. But that's not the case. All businesses must pay in fiat currency during the mated period. Pay for materials, labor, rent, and other expenses. When they receive the Pi payment, they still don't have any legal tender to pay for these expenses. I'm sorry to hear that some traders are bartering, looking for a lower price for Pi, to collect more Pi and sell it on the black market, for fiat to replenish inventory. This is not a sustainable and ethical way of doing business. Ultimately, it could harm the Pi ecosystem. We must come together to establish a fair price based on GCV. Push on to solve the merchants' cash flow problem as soon as possible. For merchants, it is crucial to understand that their behavior may delay and work together to achieve a common goal is the best way to ensure the success of the Pi. I want to address the misconception of many pioneers, namely the use of lower Pi values. For example, $1 instead of $314,159 can prevent cash flow problems. This is completely wrong, because lack of cash flow is not a problem with the price of Pi. It's a problem that doesn't happen, and needs a uniform security price. So we should join GCV as soon as possible to solve the cash flow problem of all merchants. Pi is not a traditional cryptocurrency. The white paper explains that the Pi aims to become a currency. Unlike traditional cryptocurrencies, it is just an investment asset. Pi will have different uses. It is important to note that you do not need to invest in currencies. Currency is for circulation, not for speculation. This is why when Pi reaches the stage, prices must be high enough to resist speculation, and it is not advisable to increase too much every year. Otherwise, people may stockpile and not use it, thus hindering circulation.